Hey everybody, just a short ramble from your friendly neighborhood rambler, agent of doubt, world's worst social justice warrior, ready to be problematic yet again. So, bear with me. For one, it's Pride Month, and a lot of my colleagues attended Pride festivals this month, very recently. And two, I went to the skeptic feminist murder trial to the arraignment, in order to see the not guilty verdict put in by Alexander Kolpakov, right? So I come back to Denver, right, and I start talking with my colleagues about how I spent my weekend. When everybody else was enjoying their weekend in different ways, I had a kind of a weird, quirky thing that I did. I went and saw part of a murder trial, and I plan to do it again and again, because that's just one of the weird things that I do, right? And I'm following this story, and I've actually got some of my colleagues, interested in this story. And see, I'm trying to describe what's going on to them. And they keep on getting different women in Alexander Kolpakov's life mixed up, right? So they're towards the end of the Skeptic Feminist channel, as it were, here on YouTube, there were three women in his life. There was Harley, there was Poison Ivy, and there was Athena, right? So Harley was on her way out of the relationship, right, towards the end. Poison Ivy, Heather Annabelle, she was the murder victim. And Laura Athena, she was the newest addition. She had been on the channel, more than a dozen times. Some of the times was just as a special addition, but towards the end, it seemed like she was an actual member of the Skeptic Feminist, as founded by Alexander Kolpakov, right? And we had a lot of discussions, my colleagues and I, about how it's weird that Athena, Laura Athena, she's running the Skeptic Feminist Twitter as if nothing happened, right? And it is kind of weird. And a lot of my YouTuber friends, we have this mentality of, okay, why is she running it? She said that she made a promise to Alexander to keep running it. But us YouTubers, we automatically go towards this thought of, oh, well, it must be that she's wanting the fame and notoriety of being associated with him, the murderer, because there are those kind of people out there. Plus, maybe she can't create a social media following as big as what is on the Skeptic Feminist Twitter account by herself, right? That's what we were thinking, right? And my girlfriend Misty and my good friend Brian J1962 had a discussion about this very recently, because the YouTuber mentality about this of like, oh, of course they're fame hungry, is very different than what other people would see looking in at this situation, right? But after doing a couple more watchings of videos from the Skeptic Feminist channel, I found out something, that Laura Athena, she's actually the moderator of a Facebook group that now has about 160,000 likes on it, right? So if she wanted people to notice her opinions, she doesn't have to put them out on the Skeptic Feminist Twitter account, okay? She has an outlet far greater than this Twitter account. So it's now I'm of this different perspective of it might actually be exactly as she said it. She made a promise to her lover, and she intends on keeping it, right? In the same video where I learned about this other outlet that she had, I saw Alexander bragging about how he had this polyamorous relationship and putting it out there into the world on a YouTube video that his other two lovers were completely okay with him flying all the way to Australia to spend a month with this new lover, Laura Athena, who he had known online for about 5 years, right? And in this video, he had, along with Laura Athena, rainbows, like smeared in paint around his eye and going down around his jawline, right? Rainbows, because pride, right? LGBT, IQAA, whatever else letters you want to put on it. Big fucking flag of rainbows, fucking pride, right? Because, of course, polyamory belongs under the flag of LGBT, right? It's one of those not standard monogamy, missionary position sex things. So, of course, it deserves a spot at the table in the diversity of sexuality flag, right? Well, as I'm talking with my coworkers and colleagues outside of work about this case, it becomes more and more apparent that what I'm describing to them sounds an awful lot like what I can only call cheatin' bastards, right? There is a thing called polyamory that is genuine, right? But there is also this other thing, this little evil version of that, whereby a man who would like to have a girlfriend and fuck other women will manipulate the girlfriend that he has and make her submit to his will, wherein he makes her say that it's okay for him to go fuck another woman, right? But is that permission genuine, right? What are the signs that you would see that that permission might not have been there when we're talking about cheatin' bastards versus polyamory, right? One of the things you might see from a dominating personality who's very manipulative, a cheatin' bastard, one of the things you might see is them putting it out in public, the terms and conditions of their quote-unquote polyamory, right? Making sure that everybody else heard, hey, did you hear? She agreed to this, you know, this contract that we have made, that it is okay for me to fuck other women. You know about it, you know about it, you know about it. So that way, if she ever wants to go back on it, you all heard she said, right? Did she really? Did we ever hear it out of her mouth with a passion, with a believable passion? Or was it simply the manipulation of a cheating bastard, right? And the more that I think about this, I'm like, motherfucker, no. You don't get to fly a fucking pride flag on your fucking face for being a manipulative, cheating bastard. Right? That is not what that spectrum is supposed to include, right? You specifically, even though you are a little bit different from the norm, you don't get that, okay? That flag is about love. And what you're doing is not love. That's... So, yeah. Agent of Doubt. Worst SJW in the world. Problematic bastard. Signing out. You're all welcome for that thought. I'm happy to just get it off my chest.
Mm-hmm.